Hi, I'm Alexander Rubenstein, and this is my mock, The Liberation of France. So it's supposed to be a World War II theme model that takes place somewhere in France. It's not a specific battle, but it's after the Americans and the Allies have invaded France to retake it. So some interesting things I have about this model are the buildings all have fully furnished interiors. So it's a modular system. So you can take off every single, the roofs, you can take off every single floor, and each room is fully furnished. And the roofs were inspired kind of by the Parisian cafe. So the blue roofs were supposed to look kind of like French roofs, mansard roofs, and I went for a similar style to the Parisian cafe. And some other interesting features are all the vehicles. Like I have a Sherman here. I have a Panzer IV over here, and M18 Hellcat coming up the bridge. Here there's a Messerschmitt that's crashed into what is like used to be a restaurant, but is now up in flames. And yeah, here I made a M3 a half-track for the Americans. That's brought in some troops to come in and fight with the battle. Another interesting feature is on top of the roof of what is supposed to be a bank, I have a flak gun. Originally I didn't think that flak guns were actually on roofs, but I found out that there were actually two flak guns installed on the roof of the Reichstag building in Berlin, the German government building. So I decided to add that as a kind of cool feature. Over here we have the Sherman shooting into the hotel, blowing up a poor German soldier that's flying through the air. And we have the Americans advancing over the bridge and through the river. Inside the buildings and outside the buildings are also a lot of Easter eggs. Like for Bricks by the Bay, we have the theme. We have a surfer dude for the California Dreaming theme, who's just surfing a river. Lots of fun. Lots of random small references to things like Indiana Jones hanging from one of the buildings, and a stormtrooper helmet in the weeds. Over here we have a small kind of tragic scene of American soldier dying. A lot of people have confused it for somebody stabbing another soldier, but it's supposed to be a medic trying to save his friend who has been shot and is bleeding out. We have a mortar, a bombed out house, and a very bombed out other building. You can't even tell what it was. Over here we have a checkpoint box. We have sandbags with German machine gunners, barbed wire barricades that have been crushed, some that are still intact and some that have been crushed that the tank has driven over. And I can actually show you here the feature. This of the roofs, they come off here. This one comes off pretty easily, and you can see inside. This one has some Toy Story kind of toy soldiers, Green Army men in it, but they have some of them have snipers, some of them have people fighting, shooting through the windows. at the German soldiers or the American soldiers if they're Germans in the other buildings. Over here it's kind of hard to see, but if you can see through there, I'm not sure if the camera can see it, there's a flame trooper burning down the house. One really fun part about building this was making this house here, just having it imagined a bomb hit it in one of the walls and it's all just falling down, the roofs falling out, and this one too with beams hanging down from inside, and more Green Army men in there. And to transport it, this whole model, it was originally supposed to come apart in 6 pieces, but that would it's on 6 gray base plates, and it was originally supposed to come apart in 6 pieces. However, that would involve taking apart these 2 buildings, the tan building with a plane in it and the other one with the snipers on the roof. That would instead it comes apart in 4 and is surprisingly easy to transport. Shell and Atlas and Peabody in there. Stealing money from the bank hall.
Trade that for everything.